I just want to say, first of all, I really am appreciative to be here at Marcom. I actually, I'm excited about what you guys are doing, and I found a little bit about what Marcom's all about, giving scholarships and things for internships, if I believe correctly, right? And that's really awesome. I am the beneficiary of a scholarship going through school. I went to North Idaho College, and I went there and I received the Tony M. Robideau Scholarship, and it was just awesome. And it was just, I just think that what organizations like this do, I was somebody that benefited from it. So keep it up, keep being awesome, and I'd love to be more part of this group and to be able to give back the way that you guys do. So pretty awesome. So thank you, Cody. Thank you, Marcom, and Horizon, right? Is that? So you're bending, so thank you too. Thanks to everybody here. I'm just so grateful. Anytime I get to come speak about my story or give any sort of value, I hope that it's just received in regards to how you can apply my story and the things that I can do to your life and to your business. It's all going to be received differently, right? And I'm always out there trying to give as much content, as much advice in regards to my experiences and my businesses and the results that I'm seeing any way that I can. And I'm going to do that today. But there are so many people in this room and so many companies and marketing firms and organizations, and you stand up and you say who you are. I'm like, oh, I love them. And I love that person. They're so cool. And I look up to so many of you. And I'm so humbled to be able to have any moment with you. It's like Rick, it's like Rick's like a guy I've been looking up to since college. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm a little, I was nervous before, but I get a little more nervous, you know what I mean? Because I love all of your stories. And so pretty much today, I'm a pretty laid back speaker. I'm going to just share my story, and I'm going to be passionate in the way that I'm passionate, and I hope that you receive it, and I hope that you appreciate it and take away whatever you want. In the end, I'm not really looking to nail a great speech. I'm not really looking to be someone special. I'm looking to make some friends, and I'm looking to collaborate with great people and great companies in my local area, because I am from here. I'm from Coeur d'Alene. I was born in Coeur d'Alene, and like I said, I went to North Idaho College, and I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. It's always been inside of me, but I was also a graphic designer. I'm a very creative person, which that means I'm very sensitive, and I'm very and you can hurt my feelings really easy. And so I learned how to get through all of that, but I still have a sensitive side. As a matter of fact, just a little side story. There was a little logo fiasco between me and my fiance. She was getting a logo done by somebody else, right? And it came, and I was like, I hate that thing. And she's like, remove it. And I was like, let's remove this part. And then we said we wanted to remove it, and then we got in the whole designer got upset type deal. And we're like, I remember that. We'll just keep it. It's like it's all good. But that's who I am. I was a designer first. And so I built a design portfolio. As a matter of fact, Josh Reed and I worked together at Imprezio when I was a graphic design intern out of college, and he was there as a salesperson, I believe. That's what your position was, I think. And it was awesome. Now look at us. We're in the same room talking about the same stuff, but just on another level. I think that's really cool. I wanted to also tell my story to you guys a little bit, but I wanted to say the title of today is your business dying slowly, and I really do want to talk about what that means and what that means for businesses who really haven't jumped on board with the transition of how we're speaking. The problem is when you're transitioning in the day and age that we're in, there's no immediate ROI on the things that we're doing now sometimes, because not everybody's bought in. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in just a second. But really what I want to say is, before I get into that, I want to say something to you. I want to say something to you about that we're all on the same team. And this was not planned. I didn't know if I was going to talk about this. But I want you to remember that we are all on the same team in this room. If we're in marketing and we're in graphic design or whatever it is we're doing, or social media or video production, remember there is plenty to go around in this world. There's plenty of things plenty of clients and plenty of money to be able to serve us. And that's how I believe at Bahlr Media. We don't have any competition. You could raise up all these different competitors, and I would just want to friend them. And I want to know that we're all in this together, and if we could share together and collaborate together and do great things together, that's all I really want. And I'm excited about that. So I wanted just to kind of share that with you and know that that's kind of where I'm coming from. I have an abundance mindset, and I really think there is enough to go around for everybody. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so the transition, right? So I want to talk about that. Before I get into, I have 3 points that I want to give, and I'm going to play some video for you today of some of the content that I've produced over the past 5 years. And I want to kind of just show you that progression. And you'll also see a lot of different looks that I've had over the time, because I was going through all these videos. I was like, oh my gosh, you look so different. But you're going to see like that I've been saying it for a long time. And I still believe the same thing that I've been saying since the very beginning. And I don't have my phone up here, but remember, you guys, that we are in a transition that you'll never be in again. You'll never do it. My kids are 11 and 9, and they just don't know a world without a cell phone or an internet. They don't have a cell phone, but like they will not know a world that doesn't exist. I remember, I'm 38 years old. I know what it's like not to have the internet. I know what it's like not to have. I know what it's like to not have a cell phone. I know what it's like, and I remember having to like actually just create things with my mind. You know, it's like when we have our kids and our young people and they're looking at their phones, those things are thinking for them and they're leading them when they need to be the leaders, right? I think that might be the difference between an entrepreneur or a successful person and I don't know what success is to you, but you know what I mean? Like someone that's productive, you know? And so I try to really tell my kids, like, go outside and like use your mind to create something cool, and then you can apply it to the digital world. And I think that we need to remember that. We are in a world that we'll never get back. We'll never, like, I don't mean to be looking at you, Rick. You're not the oldest guy in the room. But I do want to say, like, you probably really can, attest to all this. Like, I look up to you incredibly a lot because you were in that world and you transitioned and you're like, nope, this is what it is. And the new digital company that you're doing, I just think that's incredibly wise of you. I think that's awesome, and I think that we all need to realize that in this room that you're never getting that back. That's never going to happen. We are going to die when we're old, all of us when we're old, right? We're going to die when we're old. We're not going to die anytime soon. But when we do, the generations with us or below us won't have the stories we have. They won't. They won't be able to say that they didn't have the internet. And that's pretty incredible. That is an absolute, just amazing idea. And I think I could just leave right now and that thought could carry us through our day. I just think that's incredible. That there's a generation below us that will just never know that. And we know it. We know what it's like. And so therefore, as business owners, as someone in the marketing world or industry, or the things that we're doing, that's a really great sales tactic or something you could talk to your potential clients about, saying like, you're in a transition like never before. It's time to start acting like it. It's time to start understanding where the attention is. And like, okay, so in the old days, right, you do a Super Bowl commercial and they cost millions of dollars, right? Or let's just do commercial, period, right? Josh sells TV. So, you know, you're selling commercials, selling TV. You don't get to target anybody. You don't get to say, I just would like my commercial to show up in the homes of people 50 to 65, and I want those people to also have 2 kids, or I want them to be parents, and I also want their interests to be in these 3 things. You can't do that. You just got to make a commercial and hope that that commercial is going to be interesting to enough people to make that investment. No, like, good. But you can't do that. And so we're in this transition, and where are people's attention now? It's in digital, it's in their phones, it's dug in on their iPads, it's dug in on their Facebook feeds. Yeah, there are still people like with the money, right? We always say like, oh, this generation has the money. Yeah, they're still watching TV. So that transition's tough, because you do want immediate ROI, but you also can't neglect the potential investment into the future. And I think a lot of us, we do understand that. Like I said, you target one person on TV, and you're only going to get a group of people, and you don't know if anybody's going to be interested in that. So today, I'm going to talk about 3 things that are going to help, I believe, and that has helped me, the modern day entrepreneur. Foundation, communication, and consistency. Those are the 3 things that I have found that are going to help anybody struggling as an entrepreneur, or as a business owner that maybe just haven't bought in. Some of us are digital agencies and we're doing the things that I'm doing, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I get it. But this is the kind of stuff that I bring to small business owners, like the chefs of the world and the plumbers of the world and the people that are trying to make their money and do their thing, and they can't plumb and market at the same time. So the foundation, communication, and consistency. But first I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about where I'm from. So like I said, I started at North Idaho College, and I was just a graphic designer. And when I was a graphic designer, that's all I really wanted to do. I got out of school thinking I just wanted to get a job. I just wanted to get a job there, and I always had this entrepreneurial spirit. I've always been wanting to sell things and do things. And I got out of school, and I started working at Mojo Lab, and that's where I met my best friend, Kevin Graham. Like, we just hit it off. And I worked at Mojo for a little while, and I started interned in a Prezio, and I started going around, interned at 7-2, and it was an awesome experience. And then I started to see what was going on. I worked at Mojo for about a year. I looked around and said, well, hey, I could do this. And so I quit my job. I took my laptop. I had 2 kids. I was married, and I just started going to coffee shops and talking to people like I'm talking to you right now. And it just started to grow. And the only way it grew, guys, I knew nothing. I know nothing. I took Business 101. That was the only business course I took. And I'm still learning the hard way. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing sometimes. But the difference is I'm doing it. I'm taking the chances and I'm going for it. And will I fail? Of course I'm going to fail. Am I going to lose sometimes? Yeah, I'm going to lose. But I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep trying. And I'm going to keep being the best version of myself every single day in my business. And I want to remind you guys that everybody in this room is a human being. We are not business owners. We're not entrepreneurs. We're not marketers. And it's easy to come into a room like this and talk to each other and posture and say like, blah, 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 business, business, business. I don't really care about that kind of stuff because my life is just a life. It's not life work. It's just life. When I go to work, I want to live my life too. You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, we live in a society and culture that requires us to live like 8 hours at work, right? That's kind of the template. I like to live outside of that template. And so what I love is like interjecting my life into my work and vice versa. And I just try to live as much as I can by hiring great people and putting them in positions to win. And just being around people like our crew, like Josh with the camera and us, and we have about 10 employees. Everybody is just super great friends, and we live our life anytime we can. Like yesterday, they were all together watching football, and I just love that about our team, and that's what I've tried to grow. And all the other stuff, like money and profit and all this business stuff, will come along with it as long as we stay diligent. But I always try to say the same thing. Like if you're around, like I would just encourage you, when you come to Marcom or come to your networking meetings, ask about someone's personal life. Say, how you doing? Like, what's going on? What are you struggling with? You know, it's so hard. It's so easy. We want to come in and have it together. But even I don't have it together. We all don't have it together. We're all just trying our best. And the only thing that's going to bring us through each day is the partnerships that we have and the love that we have for each other. And even the company's love for each other and the collaboration. That's all I really want. That's all I really want because, man, I don't care what you say. This community, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Northwest, they need what we have. They need it. Because if they don't have it, they're going to lose. And we're going to talk about that in more detail. So if you had someone to tell, what would you say? And if you had something to say, what would it be? That's all really what we do, right? A lot of us in marketing and business. And if, let's say you're not in marketing and you own a restaurant, you still got to have it. You still have a story. You still have to tell somebody about something to get them into your doors and eat your food or to whatever business you're in. You have to tell a story. You were lucky to live in a time like this, and because you can absolutely tell that story easily with the push of a button. But we don't do it because it's hard, it's difficult, it's absolutely stress-inducing to think I could tell you right now, you pick up your phone, take a selfie, do a video, and send it out to everybody. Sounds easy, but it's hard, right? It's like you're probably already sweating a little bit. It takes an incredible amount of effort to do that. But if we just kind of macro it out and meta the whole thing, you'll understand that it's really not that hard. It's just getting over yourself a little bit and understanding that, you know what, you think much worse of yourself than anybody else does. You are very special, and you are very amazing, and you're very beautiful people, and you should just know that even if you don't think, you should do it anyway. Put people around you that tell you that and inspire you, so that way you can tell your story and not feel so bad about it. And I think at everybody, if you have a story, which you do, if you have something you're doing that provides value to the community and the people around you, which I think you should believe that about yourself, because you are here. You wouldn't be here if you didn't think you were offering something of value. The problem is being consistent. And we're going to talk more about that here too. So I want to read this. This is a pretty cool quote. Talent comes everywhere, but having something to say and a way to say it is to have people listen to it. That's a whole other bag. And unless you get out and try to do it, you'll never know. That's just the truth. Jackson, Maine. What movie is that from? Nobody? A Star is Born. You know the Bradley Cooper movie? That's the character. He said that. Everybody can strum a guitar, and he's a musician, right? Everybody can learn to say some words, but you got to have something to say. You have something to say. Now, I want you to really think about that the next few weeks, or just tonight, or the rest of your life. What am I saying? What do I have to say? And what about my life can help others? Because I know I have something to say. Because my life, like I was telling you about my upbringing, before all that, college, like I was an only child till I was 13. I was in an abusive home. My mother kind of went crazy. My dad died when I was 5. My brother's in prison. My uncle murdered my aunt. Like all that kind of stuff. It's true. All that stuff happened. And I was like lonely. I was bullied. All that kind of. It was horrible, right? My childhood sucked. But I don't talk about that. I've never really talked about that much other than lately, because I want you to get a perspective on just accepting things. You just got to accept it. There's nothing you can do. And so I just chose to live my own life the way that I wanted to live it, and everything is fine. I don't use that as an excuse. I don't care that those things happened. They happened, right? So it's okay. I'm not a victim of it. It just happened to me, and I know who I am. You know, I'm conscious, and things just come into my life, and I either choose to hold on to them or I don't hold on to them. And I think that's really important. That's my story. And if I could frame my life into a story that helps people, not necessarily gives you step-by-step instructions on what to do or what to do in life or in your business, but just to accept the things that happen to you and continue to love the person in front of you. Let's make the best of being right here, right now. And that's the biggest impact you're ever going to make, because if I was just not caring about this speech, or I didn't care about the person I was in front of, or I didn't care about being in front of you guys over by the food, and I didn't engage with you, you would remember that. And I'm always somewhere else. If you're always somewhere else, you're never going to be present. And I just want you to remember that if we're networking and building our companies, everybody's important. Everybody's important. And you should always have something to say, and you should always want other people to tell you what they have to say. And that's really is marketing, right? I try to macro out marketing a lot, but it really is just telling a story. It's telling who you are. And my business is really built with all these values in mind. And so that's why I kind of interject these personal things into my speeches. So to talk about the first thing is foundation. You can't really do anything in your business without a foundation, because you could do all the marketing and deploying and video and all the things, and even in your life, and if everybody comes back, because you're really funneling, I hate using that word, but you bring people to the resolution, the conversion point, the place where they're going to make a decision. That's your foundation. If there's nothing there, then they bounce. And that's actually a digital marketing term as well. You can market your ass off, but if your product sucks, you're dead. Gary Vaynerchuk. He's right. You guys, be honest. Does your product suck? Think about that, you guys. I've created plenty of ideas and products that sucked, and I just needed some time to realize they sucked, because they felt good. The idea was cool in the shower. I was like, oh, I can make a. I remember one time I was so stupid. I was growing up, and I was making this idea that I was going to do a pancake flipper or something, or some invention. I was so stupid. I was like, nobody wants that. And that's the thing. Do people want your product? Do people want what you have? And how can you know that? You just look at the market. What does the market want right now? Does the market want what you have? I don't really got to worry about that enough, because I'm in digital marketing. I market all your guys' stuff, right? So I can tell my clients that, which I do. I say, this kind of sucks. Nobody wants this. We have clients who market the wrong thing. We're like, no, don't market this, don't market this. This is what people are wanting. And it's our job to give them that consult. But I want you to really think about that and be honest and humble and really look at yourself. Say, what I'm selling, is what I'm doing and offering the world, is the market want it? Because sometimes we skip that. We skip the foundation. Not only foundation, but foundation could also be a brand, a logo. Like, don't even get me started on all that. Like, once you know that it's valuable, don't even think of start deploying without some sort of place for people to go and to see some uniform, brand unified place. That is very important. And you know what the ROI on a logo is? It's 0. But it's everything. Does that make sense? It's immeasurable. I would say 0. I'd say it's immeasurable. Because you can't really say, here's your logo, what's the ROI on this? Well, you're not done yet. That's why people sign yearly contracts with marketing companies, because what we were talking about SEO, it was, someone and I were talking about SEO, right? And like, you're not getting SEO results in a couple weeks. And it's hard to tell I keep going to restaurants, but it's hard to tell a restaurant or a dentist or a doctor that when they're spending thousands of dollars with you to do that. You know what I mean? And so it's really important that we educate our clients, educate our businesses, and educate ourselves that we are grinding to create a presence and a foundation, especially online. And I want you to understand that. There is a foothold that you need to get, and you'll get there, but you just got to stay consistent, which we'll get there. Watch this. The message is sacred, but the method is not. We just got back from Mojo Lab with Kevin Graham, where we recorded some raps, some Llama Llama Red Pajama children's book raps for kids. The message of what I'm doing with these raps, right? Llama Llama Red Pajama, Llama Llama Loves to Read, Mr. Rogers' poems, all those messages are always true to kids. They're always about good-natured things that teach kids to be better. The only difference is I'm taking those and I'm rapping them. I'm putting some hip-hop. The way that they receive information now is that way. So I'm practicing this, and you can do the same thing in your business. You're a plumber, you're an electrician, you're a cook, you're a real estate agent, you're a doctor, you're a dentist. Your industry has probably been around for a considerable amount of time, probably centuries old. The only problem is a lot of us communicate and deliver the message the same way we always have. And those new generations, like millennials who are rising up, do not take in the same way we used to. So you need to really think about, hey, am I communicating the message or the things that I do in a way that people now are receiving it? Remember, the message is sacred. What you do is sacred. Being a dentist, being a plumber, being a chef, all that stuff is needed to function in our world. But how are you communicating it? Are you communicating it in a unique and special way? You have to get creative. And if you don't have that in your body, if you don't have that in your mind, and you don't know what to do or how to communicate it, that's when you reach out to me. That's when you reach out to my agency, Bahlr Media, or if you just need help in that kind of direction, do it. So if that's where you find yourself and you resonate with what I'm saying and you know that this is something that's ringing true in your heart and you're ready to make that next step and go forward, say, you know what, I do know I need to invest into the future of my business by making sure that my message is different, creative, and unique, but withholding the message as being sacred. Get a hold of me. There's so many ways to do that. Email me, hit me up in the DMs. So I'm not trying to sell you on that stuff. Those are just CTAs on my marketing, so don't worry about that. But I want you guys to understand, do you have a message? Do you have a foundation for it? And does it suck? Are you guys offering something of value and understanding that when you give that message, that it's actually good, like those children's books. I know they work. I know kids have loved them for years. I'm just going to deliver them a little bit different now through rapping and music and things like that. I also want to say that you are one of a kind, that you are the pilot of your plane. Like if you think of your life and who you are, like Like, you're the pilot of this plane, right? You're the one that's in control. Trust yourself and understand that there's nobody like you in business and in life. 0 people are like you. Cody, you are one of a kind, set apart, unique, and there's nobody else like you. Period. That is absolute fact. That's not an opinion. That is an absolute fact. Everybody in this room is different. There could be 100 of your profession. Let's take real estate agents, right? Is there any real estate agents here? All right, so we can talk about them. All right, I'm just joking. We're not gonna. But you know what I mean. There's a lot. There's a lot of real estate agents, and all of them need to understand that they're unique, and every one of them are different, and that's how they should communicate their message. They should not do it the way the person next to them does it. Understand that doesn't matter what business that you do, that you are one of a kind, and if you communicate the messages that you have and how you're going to help, the way that you know how to do it, the way that makes you feel alive, people are going to feel it, and people are going to respond to you. Check this out. You know what's funny about going flying and trust? Like, we all don't know who the pilot is, right? We don't know what he did last night. We don't know what he or she did last week. We don't know what their life is all about yet. We still pile our ass in this plane, and we trust a pilot to get us from one destination to the next. Picture that next destination as your goals in life and your destination, right? Who's the pilot? Who's taking you where you want to go? The truth is, it's you. And you'll trust this girl or guy that's going to fly us. You don't even know what they did in the past. You trust them because they're good at what they do, and they know how to get you where you need to go. So what I'm trying to say is, in your life, your goals, your destinations, you're the pilot. You're the one that knows where the hell you need to go, and it doesn't matter what the hell you've done in your past. You're still the pilot, and you still know where the hell you need to go and how to get there. So maybe you should start trusting yourself as the pilot of your life, and know that you're going to get you where you need to go, and stop trusting the person in the past to be in the pilot seat. I mean, you're going to trust them. Trust yourself. You are not determined by the person that you were. You're determined by the person you are right now. And right now, this pilot is pretty confident that he's going to get us to our location, regardless of what he did in the past. So be confident in yourself that you're going to get yourself to the location you need to go, because you're current, you're right now. Take yourself to the place that you want to be and the person that you want to be. So start acting like it. Start trusting yourself. Start trusting the person you are right now. You're the one that makes your future. Your future is not determined by the person in your past. The person in your past made a lot of mistakes. The person in your past isn't the same person you are right now. So, the person you are right now determines the future person that you want to be. Trust yourself. So that's just to end the foundational part of trusting who you are. You are the business, you are the representative of what you're doing. You're the representative and the pilot of whatever it is you're selling. Interject your life into what you're doing and show people that. Be vulnerable, be exposed. Allow them to see who you are. And trust yourself. Move forward. And if you're in a meeting and you're closing somebody, or you're talking to them, or you're selling something, or growing your business, you're making choices, you're signing a contract, whatever it is, trust yourself and do it. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. Do something else. It's a numbers game. Really, I would rather do 500 things and get half of them right than do 5 things and get none of them right. I mean, all of them right. Right? Messed up on that one. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I'd rather do 500 things, get half of them right, than do 5 and get all of them right. Because that means I did 250 awesome things. And I just need to have the thick skin to handle 250 failures. So be that. Do that. So we're going to talk about communication. So you have a foundation. You know who you are. You know how you're going to be. You know that you're confident your product and service doesn't suck. But now it's time to talk about it. You're a business. You have a brand. You have a hustle that you're trying to accomplish, especially in my town of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I don't really care what town you're from. You could be any city, any town, any market, any business, any brand, any entrepreneurship. You have a message to communicate. The problem is so many of you aren't communicating it, and you're limiting the opportunity for people to use what it is that you're doing. You're doing it because you love it, hopefully. You're doing it and you started your business and you took that leap. And you took that step because you wanted to serve your community. You wanted to serve your world. You wanted to serve others because you truly believe that the thing that you're doing is making your community or the people around you better. So, if that's true, if you are truly running a business or an entrepreneurship or a brand to make people or things or your community or the world a better place, then you truly believe in what you're doing. So why the hell are you not communicating it? Because people like me need you. People like everywhere around here, they need you. So you're actually limiting the opportunity that they have to be better as people or businesses or whatever it is that you're trying to reach. You're taking and stealing away from them by not communicating what it is you're doing because of some reasons. Maybe like you're afraid. Maybe you don't like how you look like on camera. You don't like the way that you talk. Well, if that's true, if you are self-conscious about the way that you communicate, or you're afraid to put this thing in front of your face and start communicating, or afraid or don't believe in technology for some weird reason, because all technology is a way to communicate in regards to like social media, that kind of technology. If you're afraid to do that, you truly shouldn't even have a business. If you build it, they will come. That was something that I talked about, and it was something in the Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. That's absolutely not true in entrepreneurship or business. If you build it, they will not come. You have to build it and then communicate it. If you're not willing to communicate your message, then just shut down right now, because it's eventually going to happen to you on its own. You have to communicate, because you're stealing from the world if you truly believe what it is you're doing is supposed to make the world better. If you're just out there trying to get yours, get your money, and you're not actually trying to improve and add value to those around you, then just shut it down. Shut it down. If you truly have something that you love and believe in and are passionate about that can make the world better, then double down. Then double down and start telling the world about it. Because there are people like me. Like I was just talking to somebody that I truly look up to and love very much about some needs that I have. And I was like, gosh, if only somebody I knew would do this, that, or the other thing, whatever it is that I need, right? Like maybe you need an accountant, or maybe you need a landscaper, or maybe you need a plumber. And there are times when you're sitting there, you're like, I need a damn plumber, but I don't know which one because there's so many. I'm sure if the one that popped up on your Facebook feed and they were shooting a video about how much they love freaking plumbing, you'd be like, damn, I like that. I can see them. I can see this person's mouth move. I can see their mannerisms. I seem to trust them. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule an appointment with them. And the only reason that you got that connection is because they decided to communicate their message and pull up their phone, stick their phone in their face, and do a selfie video, or do some marketing on Facebook or Instagram, or whatever it is that they're deploying on. Look, get your message out there, because there are people like me and all these other people in your community and in my community who need what it is that you offer. And the only way they're going to find you is if you're actually deploying what it is and what you offer the world to make it better. So guys, communicate, communicate, communicate. It's not good enough just to have a business like this, or it's not good enough to have just a Facebook page and an Instagram page and a website. It's not good enough. You have to deploy on those things, and you have to do it consistently. It's easy. You might have momentum after this video or something, and you might say like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna freaking do a post and a video, but it's not good enough just to do it once. Do it 5 times a week, 10 times a week. The algorithms now on Facebook they're not even chronological anymore. You can literally post 10 times a day and it'll just be scattered throughout the feed. So go out there and communicate, okay? I wanna see it, and so does everybody else. Bye. We want our viewers to be 100% successful. We want them to feel good about themselves. I don't really care if they're impressed by me. I want them to be impressed with the dinner they made, the adventure they went on. That's the main goal. Rachel Ray. Does your content inspire them to be themselves? Can you see yourself? Can your clients or potential customers or audience or anything see themselves in your message? Can you apply it to them? Are you feeling right now that I could do a video? I could do that. Like I could do some content. I could communicate. I have something to say, or it's forming a little bit. That's what I want you to feel. I don't really give a crap if you hate me or you like me. I'm just trying to accomplish something in this community, and I encourage business owners to be successful and to love themselves enough to communicate. That's what I want, and I want you to do it too. Does your content inspire? Are you communicating something that's inspiring? Or are we just kind of exchanging services? You want the secret to growing your business online in a digitally trending, growing world? Content. Shoot content, post content, take photos, write content. I don't give a shit what kind of content it is. Communicate, communicate, communicate all the time. That's all you need to do. Just focus on that. How are you gonna communicate? I don't know. Use your phone. Do a video. Post something on Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever your people are, wherever the people that you're trying to reach, wherever they usually are. So the third thing after communication, so we have foundation, we have communication, is consistency. It's so easy. Well, no, it's not easy to have foundation and communicate. You're like, yeah, I can do all these things. Well, guess what? Now you got to do it for the rest of your life. Or you got to do it for a year, or you got to do it enough to establish yourself. I'll tell you what, you shoot enough video, people will think you're always working. That's true, because they live on the internet. You think I'm working all the time? I think people are like, oh, you're doing so much. Well, I took 3 weeks off last month. You know what I mean? So like, that's good. And people should see you all the time. It's an investment. And sometimes you don't see that return right away. But you have to just know it and know that it's important. And I'm going to talk about your investment here in just a second. But I want to talk about being consistent. And I want to talk about this project that I did called Corey's 365. And this is really what established my consistency as a marketing person and a vlogger. And I just want to show you a little piece of it.
In his videos, he says something nice about someone he knows. As Taylor Vito explains, the man hasn't missed a day yet.
If you're on Facebook as much as I am, you'll see everything from news posts to cat pictures to selfie videos like this one.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? I hope you had a good day.
But don't scroll by that so fast. This selfie has a purpose.
But I just wanted to say something to my old buddy Steve Hunt. And Steve is just a super gentle, kind person.
That man is named Corey Jepson. In these videos, he says something nice about someone he knows. A virtual shout-out, you could say.
And I just thought it would be good to highlight Heather today and say, Heather, you are very much appreciated.
But what really makes this different is the fact that since January 1st, he's uploaded 331 of these videos. That's one video shout-out every single day of the year. The hashtag, Corey's365.
Hey everyone, I'm here with the man who's in those videos, Corey Jepson. We figured we're talking about selfies, so why not do this interview selfie style, so to speak. So, Corey, I guess first question for you, where did you get the idea for these videos?
I just kind of came up with it on my own. I thought, how hard can it be to say one nice thing about a person every single day?
Jepson owns a web design company in the Coeur d'Alene area. He says his goal with the videos is to make people feel better about themselves. He wants to spread a positive mindset with hopes of the idea catching on.
Have you found it challenging at all, finding so many people to think of?
Truthfully, at the beginning, I heard that a lot. Then if you really think about it, finding 365 people to say something nice about every single day is not that hard.
And to Jepson's credit, he hasn't missed a single day since January 1st. Most of the time, he's giving a shout out to people he knows, but that doesn't mean he'll exclude folks he just met.
And here I am at Subway, and what was your name?
Adia.
Adia?
Yeah.
And this is Adia, and I just wanted to highlight her today.
Jepson says he's planning on doing a similar idea, but on a broader scale for the new year. In Coeur d'Alene, Taylor Vito, Crempty News.
Now, the reason I did that project is my personal reasons, which I could talk about some other time, but I want to talk about it in the case of consistency in marketing. To understand that it really trained me. Now, we all know that you create habits in your mind, which creates pathways, and once you establish those pathways, they become more comfortable and they become habitual. I kind of created a pathway over the course of a year that I was going to do a selfie video every single day. And not only that, but I was going to double down and say something nice about somebody. I could say something nice about somebody in this room, every person in this room, and some of you have never talked to. That's not that hard, and we find it so difficult sometimes because we're so encumbered by our day-to-day, who we are, the way we feel, our outer environment. But if you're good, which we're never always completely good inside, but if you can find it in your heart to try to do something like that, you'll create those habits. And if you don't like maintenance those habits and maintenance those things, they'll go away. And I can even see things going away in me today, and because of my life, that don't reflect the Corey's 365, but I'll always remember it, always continue to try to do it and be kind. But what'll happen in your business, if you consistently communicate, it creates trust. If you're communicating all the time, and you're always getting your business's messages out there, and you're doing selfie videos, you're posting on social media, and you're not being stupid by posting on social media, that's just where people's attention is. I'll tell you one thing, if people just wanted to do smoke signals, if that's how we communicated, guess what? I'd be doing a smoke signal every day. It's just how I view the platform. It's the window of communication that people are using. If that changes, I will also change. I will adapt to that. But it creates trust. And trust is very important when you have a foundation and you're communicating. They don't want to just see one 10-minute video or one 5-minute video for the year. How many of y'all in the marketing industry or maybe just in the business industry have either done or produced a very large format video for a client, and that's the only video they did all year long? They're not creating any trust with anyone. That video sucks. You should have sold them on 52 videos. That means one video a week, and they should be a minute or 30 seconds to a minute long, because that's where they're going to get their value. They're not going to get their value in one overview video. However, Bahlr Media does have an overview video, but we also have all the other ones as well. So consistency creates trust in the millennial market. If you're going to start investing and being consistent in your communication, this is the market that you're going to want to target and invest in for the future. They don't have the money right now, but they're the ones that are going to pay you in 10 years. And if you're not in front of them every single day, if you're not in front of them every single week or month, guess what? They're going to pay the person that's been in front of them for a long time. And that's me. And you. If you continue to get in front of them and continue to talk to them and say, hey, we're here, this is what we're doing, you start educating them through video and through marketing and through the things that you're doing in your business, they're going to use you because they're going to grow and they're going to start taking that driver's seat in the economy, and they're going to use you. ROI, the return on investment for the things that you do, don't always think of ROI as a part of a monetary thing. ROI is never all about money all the time. Sometimes ROI is attention. Sometimes ROI is engagement, visits. Like, you gotta really think that ROI, like these millennials out here or these, these 18-year-old to 30-year-old demographics, they don't have control of society or culture right now. They don't have all the money, but their attention is right, is right here on their phones. That's where their attention is, and you need to start investing in that right now. In 15 years, as I've been hustling and grinding and putting in eating dirt and spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on social media, where every millennial and every young person's dug in their phone at a coffee shop, and they're seeing me come up. Guess what? In 10 years, when they're ready and they need my services, they're gonna trust me because I've been investing into their time. I've been investing into them. And you need to do the same. If you're a plumber, if you're a chef, if you're a chiropractor, a doctor, a dentist, whoever you are, understand that your marketing investment isn't always just about quick turn monetary ROI. It's about attention. It's about building those relationships on a platform that only they speak, which is digital. So get to it and understand it's not going to return to you right away. 10 years, you'll be the king of whatever industry you are if you're investing the time and money into the young people that are giving you their attention through their phone. That's it. So do that. It's football season. Yesterday, did anybody watch football yesterday? By the way, I'm almost done. So if you're getting tired, don't worry. We're going to be done here in a second. But football season was yesterday, and I want to talk to you about the Tom Brady effect, and this has to do with consistency. Consistency creating trust. And rather than get into it, I'm going to let me get into it on the video because it's just better. As we shoot this video, the New England Patriots and Tom Brady are going to the Super Bowl again, which I'm not happy about. I mean, I don't want to see Tom Brady again. He freaking annoys me because he keeps on winning, and I want to see someone new. That doesn't change the fact that he's good, he's consistent, and he's damn good at what he does. I'll tell you one thing. We may not like guys like Tom Brady and LeBron James because the reason we don't like them is because they're just always there. They're always in front of us. They're always in the same. We just get bored of them. If you were the owner of an NFL franchise and you had the option to sign Tom Brady as your quarterback, I could guarantee you, if you were a smart owner, you would sign him. You would put him on your team. Why? Because you want to win. Because at the end of the day, you want to win. If you're a business owner now and you want to win, then you got to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to do it all the time. So what I mean by that is consistency creates trust, because if we're putting our money where our mouth is in a football field, it doesn't matter what you think of Tom Brady or LeBron James, they're the guys that you want on your team because you want to win. So if you want to win in business, be consistent, because when the people are annoyed by Corey and on their Facebook feed, they're, oh my God, this guy keeps on freaking, I hate this guy's glasses and I hate his man bun. I hate all these things. But guess what? When it's time to market, when it's time to produce, they're going to call me, because they won't care about that. They'll care about results. And so in your business, be consistent. And it doesn't matter what they think. You're even going to get tired of you, meaning like you're going to start picking yourself apart. I do. It's like I'm always hard on myself. I know I'm showing a bunch of videos of myself, but I'm not egotistical, I promise. I get annoyed by myself too. I'm like, I freaking hate that, or I hate that. I'm just picking myself apart. But I know that it's important. And I know that I mean well, and I know I'm trying. And so I think you need to do that as well. You need to just get yourself out there, step out, make some adjustments in your habits, and be okay with yourself, and start talking about your message. So now do it. Take these things, have your foundation and your communication, and then your consistency, and get out there and start trying it. And I have one more video to show you that kind of wraps this whole thing up. But I want you to know, if your business is slowly dying, it's because you haven't started any of this communication. Like, you haven't started this whole transition from how people are taking in content. You're not investing in these millennials or younger people. Be consistent, create trust, communicate, make sure your product doesn't suck, make sure you have a foundation. When I was a graphic designer, I remember thinking to myself as I'd ride the bus that I was passing thousands and thousands of businesses that were running every single day. And I really did say the cliche remark, why not me? Like, why can't I do that? I can do that. And I'm telling you, you can do whatever it is that you've been wanting to do. If you are somebody who's been struggling and you're thinking, I don't know how to find the motivation to do the thing that I've been thinking about for so long, let me tell you, why not you? The owner of Gold's Gym, or the owner of these businesses, or the maker of that car, they all decided one day that they were gonna do it. And they did it. And they made it happen. And these things, or these dreams, weren't built just because they had money. They were built because someone had a vision and someone had passion. Maybe you have that, but it's time for you to get it out of here and get it out of here and get it out there. Start taking action on the things. And if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur that's drowning, and you've lost the vision and the excitement for what you do, go back to what brought you there in the first place. For me, it was in that bus, passing thousands of businesses, thinking, I can do that. If they're doing it, what's different from me? And nothing. I'm in my 30s. I'm getting in the driver's seat of the economy. I'm getting into the driver's seat of leadership in this world. Why not me? So I did it. So I did it. I got in the driver's seat of my own damn life. I made something, and now it's growing. Sometimes I feel pressure and fatigue about sustaining it, but I settle it back, I macro it out, and I understand what got me there in the first place. And it's the same thing that's gonna get you there. That bus ride was on my way to Imprezio, and I had those thoughts that's from that, yeah. And not the bus ride that you got filmed, I didn't film back then. But that's what I felt. And I felt like I was just gonna do it. And all I can say right now is just get out there and try. Just get out there and do it, and adopt the way to communicate. And start talking about your message, and start valuing yourself and your message and believing in it, and make sure you believe in it. Make sure your product doesn't suck. And what I mean by that is make sure it doesn't suck to you. It may be valuable and awesome, but if you just don't dig it, don't do it. It's okay to quit something you don't like. You can quit. You can lose, you can fail. Those words have been adopted by society as bad things, but they're not. You just choose what you want, how you want to live your life, because you could die tomorrow. You could die today. You might as well live hard now. And hard, I mean awesome. Not like eating dirt and being depressed. I mean like have fun and love your life. And if you guys need anything, I'm here. I would love to establish a friendship with you, connection, have coffee. It doesn't have to be about business. It doesn't have to be about, it can be about business. It can be whatever. Like, I just want to partner with people, and I want to just continue to do what I'm doing, and that's it. So I really appreciate you guys. You can, only call to action I probably would have is just, if you want to, you can follow me on my Instagram. That's a good place to connect with me. But I'm very, it keeps going back to the other sheet, but whatever. But yeah, that's a good place to connect. I'm very, very easy to find, and I appreciate you having me here. I think you guys are just awesome, and your faces were so welcoming and friendly, and that really helps me. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks.